Hello and welcome to the first of two parts featuring the Newark Wargames show, otherwise known as Other Partizan. Second one in the year. First one's called Partizan, this is Other Partizan. So look forward to a lot of interesting games, but apologies for some clicks and noise on the soundtrack. I can't avoid it. Right, it's October, it's Newark, and that can only mean one thing: it's Other Partizan. It's like the first Partizan, but it's the second Partizan. It's got other in front of it. Here we go. I deliberately delayed coming in because it was very busy and very noisy earlier on. Just going to pan the camera around a bit. General overview, the main big hall as before, and because it's quite hot and steamy for October, they've opened the big door at the far end, let some warm air out and some cold air in. So here we are, Partizan, Other Partizan 2003. Sorry, do that again, Other Partizan 2023. Right, first stop. We're at the Forest Outlaws Gaming Club, and they're doing an alternative St Mary Eglise. Rather than the actual drop onto the village, they're doing the defence of the village by more established, better organised US Airborne. So over here, Airborne 57mm. Which is, of course, the British 6-pounder, but in US service. Over here, of course, got a couple of Stokesay chuntering up the road with infantry support, and more German infantry down here. A 75mm pack howitzer, which I presume is putting down fire on top of the Stokesay. Here we have another view of the church, the one which Red Buttons, the actor, was famously stuck on in the film The Longest Day. He was only reenacting what happened to the real soldier who got stuck on the spire. If you go there today, they actually have a dummy of him, or a dummy of his of the soldier who really got stuck there, up on the church tower for visitors to see. Still hanging by his parachute. Right, here we have the Shrewsbury Wargames Society, deep in the realms of the English Civil War in 28mm. Very, very nice models. Such as that. Gorgeous watermill. Infantry regiment in line abreast marching up the road. And unless my eyes deceive me, that is a very well-known castle. That is Stokesay Castle. It was besieged during the English Civil War, and in fact the adjacent church, which I've been in, was used as part of the attackers' base. So this is English Civil War, Stokesay Castle, not far from Ludlow. And that must be the village of Stokesay over there in the distance. Yeah, village of Stokesay over there in the distance, and various troops spread out in front. teaching subject for the Shrewsbury Wargames Society. Right, this is another view of Stokesay. Another view of the Stokesay battle, Shrewsbury Wargames. Gorgeous model of the castle itself. And you can see the proximity of the church. The church was obviously built in peaceful times for the benefit of the manor, but in the event of the war it became a base for the attacking parliamentarians. No respect to the church itself. Right, this is Chesterfield Old Boys, who I've seen here before. And this time we're deep in the realms of North Africa, about 1940-41, English versus Italians. And we've got the English coming through the pass here, or defending the pass. And up ahead appears to be an Italian motorised column coming down, and they've got air support from what looks like a Fiat CR42 Falco. See if we can get some close-ups. Yeah, I could safely say the Italians are getting badly shot up. They've been flanked by Matilda here, which seems to have got that kill on that Carro Armato over there. Another Matilda here, just seems to have taken out that little Italian tankette there. And more Italians coming up. Oh yeah, they're getting badly hit. Yes. Interestingly, what appears to be an Italian 90mm mounted on the back of a portee or lorry arrangement. Right. There is the CR42 Falco again. This is the British defended pass. We've got Matildas up on the hilltop there. We've got a 2-pounder anti-tank gun there. Various universal or Bren gun carriers scattered around, and what appears to be a mortar team hiding over the back there, and all ably supported by 25-pounders. Back in the realms of the English Civil War, again 28mm, we've got NewarkIrregulars. And we've got what appears to be a major cavalry conflict, ECW period. Oh yes, a lot of cavalry. I'm not seeing any infantry at all. Got a funny feeling I might know which battle this is, but I'll ask. I am reliably informed this is the Battle of Gainsborough. And not Winsby as I thought it was. 28mm, all English Civil War. And Cromwell's horse there appears to be departing. Bit of a shock. Cromwell might have a word to say about that. Right, this is the League of Gentlemen Anti-Alchemists. And they are in the realms of the Italian wars involving Garibaldi and other species of biscuits. Although I noticed on this occasion they've actually got Bourbons. very nice convent or monastery over there. And in front you've got various royalist and other factions spread out in front. And there's Chris, who I've known a rather a long time. So this is the League of Anti-Alchemists doing Garibaldi and Bourbon. Biscuits, of course. Right, another view of the League of Gentlemen Anti-Alchemists. This is the monastery stroke convent or whatever. And over here we have the red shirted Garibaldis fighting the other lot. Notice my careful description of a war I'm not entirely all up on, but I have heard of his biscuits. Wargames Society, and this is the German retreat to Minsk in 1944. And yes, they do seem to be coming off rather badly. Ruskies are coming up here with T-34 76s. This is all, of course, in 28mm. There is a Pack 40 hiding behind that tree, and there is a burning Burning 251, and they put a little LED light inside the smoke to show the flame. Over here, German defences clustered around a small bridge. Nice terrain, nice figures. And it looks like the Ruskies are also flanking them. They're coming through the trees. Yeah, they've got problems. Oh, they're a lot of partisans. I'm 99% certain that they look like partisans. Right, we're here at the far end of the hall with the Iron Brigade. And we are deep in the winter realms of what looks like a very medieval or fantasy orientated game. I'm going to find out. It looks like the Iron Brigade are deep in the Game of Thrones area. This is a winter orientated game with a fantasy element, again in 28mm. Nice figures there. What looks like some sort of ogre figure there, centre, and then what looks like a wheeled battering ram heading for the gate over there. Very, very nice buildings. Very nice buildings. Someone's put a bit of effort into that. Over here we've got a farmhouse. Over there we have a trebuchet, or as I used to call it as a kid, a tree bucket. My command of French at the age of 10 was very poor. Right, this is the interior of the town. Again, very nice models. Someone's put a bit of effort into this. Even got a little sheep pen down here. Archers up on the walls there. Archers up on the walls there. Yep. Yep. Right, we're now with the Gothenburg Gamers, and we appear to be well into the realms of 28mm Napoleonic. Looks like they're heading for some dug-in troops over there. I suspect could actually be Turkish. Yes. Unless I miss my guess, this could be Austrians versus Turks. But I will make inquiries. Dug-in Turks. And a very large river here, which, if I miss my guess, could be the Danube. And we got a vessel up there actually unloading reinforcements. Right, just to correct myself, it's Russians versus Turks. It's the 10th Russo-Turkish War, which later turned into the Crimean War. I'm reliably informed. So it's Turkish troops there, and yes, I was right, this is the River Danube. There we go. Right, Turkish reinforcements unloading here, going across a temporary bridge there. And over here, very large force of Russians, not Austrians, approaching in order of column with heavy artillery. Whereas over there, large Russian-style village with a Russian Orthodox church. So this is the 10th Russo-Turkish War, which gradually turned into the Crimean War. Right, this huge game is very Third World War. We've got Russian Cold War Russian troops streaming across this bridge and heading to engage what appears to be Cold War NATO at that end. A lot of action on the ground, a lot of action in the air. That appears to be an F4 Phantom. Someone's lost a helicopter over there. Yes. Yeah, I'm starting to see British armour here in flanking positions. That looks like a chieftain. Strange enough, I drove past a chieftain on the way over here. There's one on the A17 in Lincolnshire. Yeah, but Harrier jump jet. Yeah, and what looks like British light armour and APCs coming down this road. I'm seeing what look like scimitars and strikers and things over on that hillside. Looks like some dismounted ATGWs over there. And somewhere up above, that's a Buccaneer. That's a Buccaneer. Down here we've got the forces of Federal Germany there, or Western Germany as it was known, and down here scimitars, and one scorpion there. Scimitars, bit of West German light armour there. Another combat helicopter over there. So somewhere over here we've even got Chinook. Chinook. What looks suspiciously like... No, it can't be. So yeah, another chieftain there. And it appears appears to be what's causing the damage down here. There's BTR-60s going off in flames, and at least 2 burning tanks as well. Now, this is Old Pikeys. Old Pikeys present Operation Resolute. Old Pikeys, Operation Resolute. And on a huge sort of T-shaped table. So it's the Old Pikeys group, Operation Resolute. It's all in 28mm. Right, this is the Gentlemen Pensioners. And they're doing the Death in the Donga, otherwise known as the Death of the Prince Imperial. This was Napoleon I's great nephew. He insisted on going to the take part in the 1879 Zulu War. Queen Victoria said, make sure you don't get him killed. And the first thing they did was they got him killed. He was apparently supposed to be quite an able horseman. He tried to jump into the saddle while the horse was moving, and the pistol holster came away in his hand. He dropped away, found by some Zulus, and apparently put up a stiff fight before they killed him. His great uncle's Austerlitz sword was captured by the Zulus, but was later recovered. Okay, right, that is the Donga. I'm reliably informed on this occasion the Prince Imperial escaped. He's just come off the table here and got away with it. However, other people in his party did not.
Number 5.
I'm reliably informed one of the British officers was killed over there. Very nice Donga, modelled with what appears to be cork. A much overlooked material. Very good for this. Right, still with the Zulu Wars theme, we now have the Cramlington Wargames group. Now over here, we have a British column featuring heavy horse transport, artillery, Royal Naval forces, etc. They've suddenly been flanked by a Zulu impi. Up on the hill there's a second impi. Well, they've actually been charged by cavalry, which I find a little bit improbable, since the cavalry tended to avoid Zulus on rough terrain. But there you go. Firing line's been formed there. Again, we're with the Cramlington Wargames group. Their horse have charged the Zulu impi up on the hill. We have what appears to be a Natal native contingent NNC unit there. Another Zulu impi there. And in front, a red line has been formed, which is presumably volley firing and stopping them from charging. But I strongly suspect there's more Zulus in the area. And they suspect it because the horse are heading away. This area here, this large hillock, could well be hiding other Zulus. Why do I think that? Because I can see them all off table over there. That makes me think there's more Zulus in the area than is accounted for. Decent column, transport, horse-drawn transport, there's a camp, and a naval brigade, and accompanying artillery. So this is the action on the, I'm not going to try and do that one, it's a tongue-clicking Inienzi. Action on the Inienzi It's presented by the Cramlington Wargames group. Spectacular display I've just walked past 2 or 3 times. It's from the Bodkins. The Bodkins present Siege of Hennebont, 1342. Got some lovely ships over there. One of them clearly English, looks like it's come from the Cinque Ports. Display, all in 28mm, all 28mm figures, and away in the distance I assume that is meant to be Hennebont there. Over here we have a siege camp, pre-gunpowder, so it's all trebuchets. But gunpowder was just starting to appear in this period. Just. Mainly as anti-personnel weapons. So yeah. This is the other end of the Siege of Hennebont. There's the town itself, wall town, beautifully produced. Down here is the siege camp. This is a siege from the War of the Breton Succession, Siege of Hennebont, 1342. 2 armies squaring up against each other, presumably to raise this siege of that town. This is the Bodkins present Siege of Hennebont, 1342 in 28mm. This is a favourite of mine. I've done this group before. This is the Very British Civil War Forum, and the concept here is that following on from the Spanish Civil War, 36, 37, 38, a similar strife breaks out in pre-World War II England. So you have a sort of almost 2 Dad's Army type armies. Extemporised weapons, extemporised armour, strange units. You can actually have a unit of, believe it or not, the Salvation Army. Mosley's fascists, you name it, they've got it. And just as with the Spanish Civil War, you get trade union militias, religious groups, etc. This is another view of the Very British Civil War Forum. Again, the concept here is a Spanish Civil War type action, but being fought in England sometime 1938, 39, 40. That's a typical example of this sort of extemporised armour that might have been used. Similar to what turned up in the Spanish Civil War.
My apologies to the group that put on the World War I trench battle. Unfortunately, the film corrupted and I lost your title, but I have compensated by making you the title card of the film. So apologies for that.
This has been a Warspite production. If you've enjoyed this, please leave a thumbs up. If you've really enjoyed it, please feel free to subscribe. I look forward to seeing you next time. This is Warspite out, and have a very good day.